Hi guys, and welcome to our weekly recap. This week has been my best poker week ever. I made roughly 5000 USD playing 100, 200, 500 and 1k. I ran super good on 5k, having a really good table. I mean like two tables I had. And yeah, I'm gonna show you my graph in a sec. As you can see, I played a bunch of stakes. I even played some 50NL just to get some tables going. There were some days, especially Monday, Tuesday, where I didn't have that much volume on the private game. So I was like, okay, let's just play something. And I played some 50NL as well, like 1k hands, like 1500 actually. Uh, of course, I played 100, 200. 200 was pretty low volume this week. I don't know what happened with 200. There wasn't that many uh, open tables and everything, so yeah, I had to stick to the lower stakes, but we ran insane on 1k. 500 we did decent. We up like 2 buy-ins, 2.5 buy-ins, something like that, but we kind of crushed the 1k, up 5 buy-ins, running a bit over ev. But yeah, I think I played pretty good, especially on 1k and 500. I really focused when I played that session. This was Saturday. When I played the 1k session, um, I only played like 4, 5, 6 tables max, only 500 and 1k, and I really focused on trying to get as much win rate as possible. Yeah, I felt pretty good in my game. I think I played my A game this last couple of sessions. Like this week, at least 3 days I played my A game, and the rest was probably like a B minus game. But during that 1k day, I fucking crushed it. I think I'm gonna try to play as much 1k as possible and 500 as well. Probably some 2ks as well if the games are running where I'm playing. So yeah, if the games are running, I'm just gonna play high stakes as much as possible. I don't wanna play 50NL and stuff like that. I just played it to have something to play, you know. But yeah, I feel really good in my game. I'm improving a lot. The competition is decent, I would say. Like the regs are decent. They are not that great, but the fish are insane in the games that I'm playing. So that's where most of our win rate comes from. This is one thing that I want to talk about in terms of on this channel. What we're gonna do is focus a lot on how to exploit the fish, because a bunch of poker content is reg versus reg play, which I think is not the most important thing when it comes to your win rate. The most important thing is how well you can exploit the fish. If you're not exploiting the fish to the max, you are basically just leaving money on the table. And how many big blinds can you make from the regs? Like if they're decent regs, you're 1, 2, maybe 3 big blinds. If you are really crushing it, like you have to be like the biggest crusher ever to crush the regs for like 3 big blinds or even 2 big blinds. It's an insane amount to get from the regs. But from the fish, you can exploit them like for 10 BBs. You can exploit them for 15 BBs. You can exploit them for 20 BBs if you know what you're doing. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus on making videos about how to exploit the fish and how to get as much money as possible from the recreationals. And another thing that I want to talk about is I had this discussion with the guy that I was coaching about GTO versus MDA, or like having a set plan. A bunch of people, when they start playing poker, me included, I did not really have a set plan. I was trying to improvise as much as possible. I was doing not really having a actual plan. I was just doing random shit, you know, like I don't know, raising if I feel like raising, thinking if this week, okay, I'm gonna raise now, stuff like that. But implementing a solid strategy that you know that you can implement like for hours on end, it's probably the most important thing for your win rate. Because when you're just playing when you're playing from intuition and you're just doing stuff because you feel like doing it, you're just gonna run into like you're gonna make really bad assumptions. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like if you don't play MDA and if you don't understand how MDA works and how the pool actually plays, you're gonna make a lot of bad assumptions. Like you're gonna feel like, okay, this spot is overfolded, but do you know that's overfolded? I mean, you make a big, let's say you go triple barrel into a fish, for example. Do you know that the fish is overfolding in that spot or not? Because we know from MDA if the fish is overfolding or underfolding versus the triple barrel, let's say auto position preflop caller. We know that from MDA that the fish are not overfolding versus a bet, bet, bet. So when you're going bet, bet, bet because you think like, oh, the texture is good, GTO, blah, 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 whatever. This type of rationalization that you're making in your head why your play is good, it's usually just not. So whenever I'm trying to coach guys and I'm trying to get them to win at a pretty decent level, I always try to instill in them the MDA mentality. Like from my perspective, MDA is the most important thing that you should know when you're playing poker, because that's how people actually play. Anything else is just solver work, which of course is going to help you. You have to know GTO. I know GTO. I know a bunch of GTO, but that doesn't mean that I'm always applying it. Like if you put in a solver, let's say you are out of position preflop caller and you face a triple barrel. In that spot, you should probably overfold a lot more than what GTO says. But you're putting it in the solver, you made a bad call, and then you are like, okay, the solver said that I have to make this call, so this is a call. That's stupid. You're making the assumption that your opponent plays like the solver. They don't. Like, not even on 1K. They don't play like the solver. Let me show you my graph for the last 3 months, and then we're gonna quit this video. So yeah, this is my graph over the last 3 months. I made roughly 19,000 playing all stakes from 1K, 500, 200, 100, 50 as well. I told you guys I played some 50 just to get some hands in. And I was trying doing something on 10 only, of course, ignore those, they don't really matter. But yeah, most of my volume is on 100, I guess, over the last 2 months. 100 and 200 probably. It kind of sucks because I want to play higher, but there are no tables, so I just play whatever I can. I try to play the best hours so I can get as much volume as possible on the higher stakes. But yeah, it's still decent. After rake back and everything, probably I'm up like 25k, maybe more, because the rake is pretty high. I get pretty decent rake back. So yeah, even this month after rake back, I think I'm up. I think we're up 5k on the graph, probably up like 5.5k, 5.6, something like that. So pretty decent week. Yeah, this was it for this video. I'm gonna see you next week.